and the film was Might Morphin Power Rangers, my first true fandom. I was instantly hooked and completely obsessed. I had the action figures, Zords, costumes. I loved the action and wanted to be just like the Pink Ranger. I even asked my parents to change my name to Kimberly. They said no. The year is 2018. The place is Planet Comicon. My childhood heroes are visiting Kansas City, only 4 hours away from me. So I'm packing a bag, bringing my brother, and taking a road trip to meet the Power Rangers. We have just started our road trip to Kansas City for Planet Comicon. I am wearing my Pink Ranger shirt because I am hopefully going to be the Pink Ranger today, which I'm so excited about. But this road trip is not going to be an easy one. Unfortunately, every time I decide to go to Kansas City for Comic-Con, weather happens. Last year, it was flooding. This year, it's a snowstorm. We made it to Kansas City. That means Storie time! Got out of Alan Tudyk's panel, and he just hands stuff to the people who ask questions. Like, he has random crap in his bag. Some of it's really amazing, like some of it's comic books and stuff. Some of it's like a shower cap or his like room key, and he will sign it and give it to people who ask questions, which is the coolest thing ever.
Now remember, some of them are crap. Okay, go on. This is a bag. You can carry anything in this bag.
If you could have a theme song for your life, what would it be?
The solo career of Oates. Nothing from Hall, just Oates.
Just Oates by himself.
Oates did so much.
Moana, I love
Very. I lived in a chicken coop for 2 months. Actually, getting into character was not as hard as getting out. It was a good 4-month process.
Yeah.
Before I stopped eating off the floor and laying eggs.
Like, he's so cool. We actually just met him too, which was absolutely insane. From the like 1 second I met him, he was like one of the coolest people. He was super, super nice. Honestly, you're in there for the photo for like literally a second. You walk in, they snap the picture, and then you're done, which is crazy. I am about to go meet the Power Rangers. I'm going to meet the Pink Ranger, Kimberly, and Tommy, who played like a billion different colors. I saw their panel yesterday, and it was so surreal to see people from your childhood in real life.
Go, 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 go!
This is like a childhood dream I'm about to achieve right now. This is amazing. I'm so excited. I'm kind of freaking out.
Go, go, Power Rangers! You mighty morphin Power Rangers!
This just happened. I met them. Oh my god, it was awesome. Literally, it's a split second. It is always like a split second. You're in there, 3, 2, 1, click, bye. But it is so cool because sometimes they'll talk to you a little bit. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're just like, hey and bye, whatever. This time though, I was like, as I was leaving, Jason David Frank, Tommy, put his hand on me and he's like, who do you like better? Who do you like better? Me or her? Me or her? And like, he's like, say me, say me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta go with her because honestly, Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, was my childhood hero. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Tommy. I watched his video on how to learn karate over and over again, but she's my favorite, so I felt really bad. He was not happy with that answer.
I am a man-child, and I refuse to grow up. Probably part of my profession, really, is that, you know, I play make-believe and get paid for it. So that's kind of part and parcel of it, but I do tend to live in a kind of childlike wonder of everything. We don't stop playing because we get old because we stop playing. I think more people should look at the world with childlike wonder.
This is the reason I love Comic-Con. Seeing and meeting people like Matthew, who aren't afraid to just have fun. Comic-Con lets us be kids again. The best part about being a kid was the freedom to just enjoy things, without all the stress of responsibilities. All these fandoms provide that escape from everyday life. Everyone at Comic-Con is there to be nostalgic, dress up, play with toys, and just remember how great it felt to be a kid.
When I was a kid, probably Ninja Turtles dominated most of my childhood. I was reading an article about hieroglyphics, and I read it as hieroglyphics.
I grew up on sci-fi. Star Wars and Star Trek were like my imaginary fantasy life that lived in my head as a kid, and it allows me to create toys and play with toys as an adult without anybody thinking I'm too strange. So for me, it was just something that isn't reality yet, but could be reality in the future. It's just something you could get to at some point, maybe in our lives. So it's just the fantasy of it, and just that the universe is huge and there's so much out there that we don't have a clue about. But the AT-AT, for instance, took about 66 hours worth of work to make. The dialogue from Doctor Who, my daughter, who's now 14, she loved Doctor Who, and so that's why I did that one. My wife tried to keep her out of it, but I converted her to the dark side, so now she's into Star Trek and Star Wars and all kinds of stuff, and we watch it together, so it's a lot of fun.
For my 10th birthday, my mom gave me the first Harry Potter book, and ever since then I've absolutely loved Harry Potter, and I've always loved all things Disney.
I was a big Disney kid. Like, I loved all things Disney, anything Disney. I love the storylines and how everything, you know, happy endings and people learning from things, and the strength that a lot of the princesses had. Whenever my daughter was born, I would draw on her little bitty shoes, and I started posting them on Facebook, and people started freaking out over them, so it kind of turned into this. She's 5. She knows what TARDIS is, so she's all about some Doctor Who stuff. She's finally learning to read. She's reading her first like little Clifford books now, and I'm like, let's get to Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is this kid in a world, right? So he is they go out of their way to make him very mundane and normal, but he lives in this magical world. That's kind of how this book started. So when I was daydreaming about the windows at school being underwater, it was, rather than a world where magic exists, I wanted to create a world where they lived underwater. And so that it was kind of not a Harry Potter fan fiction, but I want to create my own world, just like Harry Potter, only unique. I've been influenced by a few things, I guess video games, that kind of thing, but whenever I would play them, I would realize I spent most of the time, like in World of Warcraft, I would spend most of my time at the character creation screen, because that's where you actually get to create, and I really like to create and come up with things.
A lot of my inspiration comes from animation, actually, like a lot of Disney animation, and a little tiny bit of anime. Batman animated series is like a huge influence in my stuff. Taking you out of the norm, really. It was just very refreshing and very fun adventures that they took you through. Did I mention that I like Rescue Rangers too? Before I looked at SpongeBob, like, man, this is a really random cartoon, but it's really entertaining. The only thing that can top this is something more random, and so Adventure Time comes out. And then it's just like one thing after another. Each generation has their cartoons that they hold on to. I still enjoy cartoons, even though Saturday morning cartoons don't really exist, because they're every morning cartoons because of Netflix. I'm an adult, I promise, and thankfully other people still remember them, still love them just as much.
I remember in middle school, like that was just the cards were everywhere. You get your Game Boy or Game Boy Color, and you'd get your new cartridge, and it'd be so exciting, and you'd play that for hours and hours and hours and hours. Just gotta catch them all, you know. So I've liked that since I was a kid, and just with the new Pokemon Go, it kind of reignited that fandom for me.
Pretty much everything that I have here is stuff I either watched or played, and I'm a fan of pretty much all of it, especially wrestling. And I really love pandas too, so I have a lot of panda art. I started drawing as early as I can remember, probably maybe 5. Back then it was mostly cartoons, anything I saw on TV, and then comic books. So it was a lot of Tom and Jerry, a lot of, Bugs Bunny, a lot of He-Man, Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe. So that's the kind of stuff I started out with. Once you get of a certain age, you can look back and have some nostalgia. Just like we can look back on stuff we used to watch and say, oh, I remember this, I remember that. I can have a conversation here with just about anybody about anything and it not be weird or awkward.
The energy is really upbeat and I just like it.
I like the people. There's so many, and there's so many different types of people, and there's so many different fandoms, and just it all together makes me happy.
So happy to see other kids enjoying what we make, because I'm a kid at heart.
It's great to meet people who enjoy the same things that I do. We can just nerd out together.
they're my people. They know what I'm talking about. They understand the passion. Aw, nostalgia.